Welcome to Vocabulary in the Biology Talk Radio Hour. I am Evolution. We will be going over the vocabulary terms for Chapter 2, Diversity. The first one is biodiversity, variety within and among living organisms. Taxonomy is the branch of science concerned with classification, especially of organisms and systematics. The domain is the most inclusive biological category. Biologists group life into three major domains. The kingdom, in some classifications, is the most inclusive group of organisms, usually 5 or 6. In other classification systems, the level below the domain on the hierarchy. The prokaryote, a type of cell that does not have a nucleus or membrane of bounded organelles. The eukaryote, a cell that has a nucleus and a membrane-bounded organelles. Unicellular is made up of a single cell. Multicellular is the condition of being composed of many coordinated cells. Bacteria is the domain of prokaryotic organisms. Archaea is the domain of prokaryotic organisms made up of species known from extreme environments. A protista, the kingdom in the domain Eukarya, I don't know how to say that, containing a diversity of eukaryotic organisms, most of which are unicellular. Animalia is the kingdom of Eukarya containing organisms that ingest others and are typically mobile or motile for at least part of their life cycle. The fungi or fungi is the kingdom of eukaryotes made up of members that are immobile, relying on other organisms as their food source, and are made up of Hyphae that secrete digestive enzymes into the environment and absorb the digested materials. A vertebrate is an animal with a backbone. An invertebrate, an animal without a backbone. Spores are the reproductive cell in plants and fungi that is capable of developing into an adult without fusing with another cell. Pretty fun trick at parties. The hyphae is a thin, stringy fungal material that grows over and within a food. The vascular system is a plant tissue system responsible for the delivery of water and dissolved solutes throughout the plant body. The vascular tissue is cells that transport water and other material within a plant. A virus is an infectious intracellular parasite composed of a strand-off genetic material and a protein or fatty coating that can only be reproduced by forcing its host to make copies of it. A genus is a broader biological category to which several similar species may belong. A species is a group of individuals that regularly breed together and are generically distinct from other species in appearances or behavior. They can't mate with any other species and reproduce fertile offspring if you're not in the same species. A family, it generally just comes between order and genus in the taxonic ordering, just another way to classify and containerize. Evolution is changes in the features or traits of individuals in a biological population that occurs over the course of generations. That's the theory of evolution. Ecology is a field of biology that focuses on the interactions between organisms and their environment. Population is a subgroup of species that is somewhat independent from other groups. Speciation is an evolution of one or more species that form an ancestral form like macroevolution. Evolution, morphological, like morphology, is the change in appearance over time, in the appearance or outward physical change. That's the evolution or change there. Adaptation, the trait that is favored by natural selection and increases an individual's fitness in a particular environment. Natural selection is a process by which individuals with certain traits have greater survival and reproduction than individuals who lack these traits, resulting in an increase in the frequency of unsuccessful ones. Biogeography is the study of geographic distribution of organisms, and the last one is fossil, which is funny because they're really old. Fossil is the remains of plants or animals that once existed, left in the soil of a rock. That is our biology terminology hour. I hope you learned something and do well on your test.